In China, they found a woman who should not exist. No name, no belongings, no record she ever lived. But when scientists tested her DNA, everything stopped. Because her DNA did not match any human population on Earth. Not East Asian, not South Asian, not African, not European, not Neanderthal, not Denisovan. Nothing. She was something else entirely. A human being that, according to everything we know, should not exist. And here is the part that will change how you see everything. Her blood is still alive today, right now, inside people walking the earth who have absolutely no idea. This is not mythology. This is not theory. This is documented science, and it changes everything you thought you knew about what it means to be human. The discovery. For 7,000 years, she lay buried beneath everyone else, as if someone wanted her forgotten. She had hunted in the forests of ancient China. She had lived in the mountains, and when she died, she was placed beneath the others, deeper, lower, separate, as if even in death she did not belong. Then scientists found her. They tested her DNA, compared it against every human population on Earth, every database, every record ever created, and found absolutely nothing. Not East Asian, not South Asian, not African, not European, not Neanderthal, not Denisovan. Nothing matched. Her ancestors had separated from the rest of humanity more than 40,000 years ago, before cities existed, before writing was invented, before any empire ever rose or fell. And for all that time, they lived completely alone. No contact, no mixing, no trace. Scientists had suspected something like this existed for years. They kept finding a strange 20% in Tibetan DNA, an ancestry that did not belong to any known population. They could see it, they could measure it, but they could not find where it came from. They called it Ghost Ancestry, because it belonged to a people who left fingerprints but no face, a population that existed but left no bones, no tools, no name. Until this woman, buried alone in the mountains of China, she was the ghost. She was the missing 20%, the answer science had been searching for, waiting for 7,000 years, for someone to finally understand that her people were never completely gone. The impossible scale. Now stop for one moment and understand what 40,000 years of isolation actually means. While Egypt was building its pyramids, her people were already isolated for 37,000 years. While Rome was conquering the world, her people had been alone for 39,000 years. While every empire in human history was rising, fighting, falling, her people were still there, in the mountains, surviving, completely invisible to the rest of humanity. And nobody knew. Not one civilization, not one explorer, not one record in all of human history even hinted that they existed. That is not just remarkable, that is almost impossible. Because 40,000 years of isolation is longer than all of recorded human civilization combined. Which means everything they discovered, every technique they developed, every language they spoke, every story they told their children is gone. Completely and forever gone. Except for one thing: their blood. The personal connection. Because her people did not simply disappear. At some point, this ghost population came out of the mountains. They met other humans. They mixed. They had children. And today, those descendants are walking the earth, going to work, eating breakfast, living their lives with absolutely no idea that part of them comes from a human population science had never even discovered. If you have Tibetan ancestry, this could be about you. And she may not be the only one. Scientists have now confirmed at least 6 separate human species that lived alongside us. 6 complete worlds, 6 populations, 6 stories that rose, survived, and vanished. The Neanderthals, the Denisovans, Homo floresiensis, the tiny humans of Indonesia, Homo longi, the dragon man of China, Homo juluensis, named for the very first time just months ago. And now, the ghost lineage, her people. All 6 gone, but not completely, because all 6 left something behind. Inside the DNA of people alive today, who have absolutely no idea they are carrying the last surviving trace of an entire human world. Which brings us to the question that keeps scientists awake at night. 6 human species, all of them gone, all of them leaving traces inside us. Which one of them built the things we cannot explain? Because we found only one skeleton, one woman, one grave, out of an entire population that survived for 40,000 years in the mountains of China. Where are the rest of them? Where are their graves, their tools, their children? How does an entire human population survive for 40,000 years and leave almost no trace? What did they eat? What did they believe? What language did they speak? What stories did they tell when the mountains went dark at night? We have no idea, and that silence is the loudest mystery in all of human history. She had no name, no monument, no record, just bones in the ground and DNA that rewrote everything we thought we knew about what it means to be human. She waited 7,000 years to be found, and what she told us is that the human story is far older, far stranger, and far more beautiful than we ever imagined. She is gone, but she is not forgotten. She is in the DNA of people alive today. She is in the questions we cannot answer. She is in the darkness of those mountains, still waiting for the rest of her people to be found. And here is what nobody is talking about. In December 2025, scientists named a completely new human species for the very first time. Bigger heads, enormous teeth, something nobody had ever seen before. And their story is even stranger than hers. That is the next secret. Subscribe now, because some secrets only come once, and you will not want to come back and find you missed it. See you in the next secret.